take a step out, get some air now, let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now, got me bummed out. You, baby.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Lily Reads. Okay, so you guys, we have 2 months left in the year, and I have decided to dedicate the last 2 months of this year to reading all of my new releases, well, all of the new books that I purchased. I have the entire stack right here. So my idea is every reading vlog that I put up, I'm going to choose 4, 5, maybe sometimes even 3, I don't know, books to read with you guys from this stack. So right now I'm going to go through and show you all of the books that I have purchased in the past. When's the last time I did a new releases video? I did 2 new releases vlogs this year, and so this will be my last, like, probably 6 new release vlogs to get through all of these. I keep saying new releases, but they're not new releases, and all of these are not new releases. Some of these are just new purchases. So I made a resolution to myself that I was going to read every single book that I purchased this year in this year. I am no longer going to let books sit on my bookshelf longer than the year that I got them. So that is what this last 2 months are going to be dedicated to. I hope I get through all of them. Anything that I buy after this moment, it's just going to have to get pushed into 2024. So I'm only counting right now. That's all I'm counting. So let's get into them. I don't want to keep this intro very long because I have to discuss all of them with you. And then tomorrow we'll choose 4 to read, okay? Because I gotta think about them, but going through them, because a lot of these books I've literally not even like looked at since I bought them. So the first thing we have is Death on the Nile. I got this from Books A Million for $4. I like this cover well enough. It's the movie cover, and so I want to read this. Now, a reason why I would read this book, and I should read this book, this is one of the 23 books in 2023 I want to read. I wanted to read, so like I should get to this. The next thing is, I totally forgot. I purchased this book, The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. I'm putting this to the side. I think we're going to read this. Whoa, I'm really in the mood for that. The next one is Bones and All. This is another 23 books I wanted to read in 2023. I just don't know. I've seen the movie, and I am a person, if I've read the book, I kind of don't want to see the movie. And if I've seen the movie, I definitely don't want to read the book. And I've already seen the movie of Bones and All and enjoyed it well enough. But I feel like I don't need to read the book now. But I am, because I purchased it. But like, whoa. The next thing is The Other Side of Night. I think this is a detective story. And you know I love detective stories. What would stop me from reading this in this current video is I read nothing but thrillers last year. I read nothing but thrillers last month. And so am I really into the mood for more crime fiction? I do not know. So I do think I'm going to pass on that right now. We have others. The next thing we have is Blue Ticket. This is kind of dystopian, I believe. I got it for $6. It was longlisted for the Booker Prize. You know what? Looking at everything, I might read it. I might read it soon. We might get to that relatively soon. The next thing is What She Missed. This was advertised on Goodreads, and so I purchased it. It's short. I might read it. I'm putting it on my table in the might reads. Leave the World Behind. I purchased this bargain as well. I do think I'm going to read this. The movie for this comes out really, really soon. And Julia Roberts is a mother to me. Therefore, I want to read it, obviously, before the movie comes out. Because like I said, once I see the movie or something, I for damn sure don't want to read the book. So I do think we're probably going to get to that in this vlog or the next one. The Death of Vivek Oji. Amezi, I did not like the book I read from Amezi last year. So I don't know about this one, but hey, I bought it, so I will be reading this, but I don't know. Family lore, I really want to read. I've seen mixed reviews, but I think I'm going to be the one who likes it. So I'm going to put this up there because it's on my really interested. Anything I throw on my table, I'm really, really interested in. The Moment We Met, I'm going to read this on my own time, so I don't have to worry about reading it in a vlog. This is an own time thing. Some of these books are like things I'm going to read in my own time. We have Diquettes, and we have Homebodies. I think I want to read this book and this book. Nothing Special and In Memoriam, all in the same video. So I think I'm going to read all 4 of these books next vlog. So that's going to be its own vlog. So look out for that. I've already had the idea that I wanted to read those books together. So all of those will be probably next vlog. That's when we're going to read those. The next thing we have is Community Board. I'm putting that on We Might Read It in this video. Let's see. We have The Bandit Queens. We have Demon Copperhead. I'm scared to read Demon Copperhead because it's long. But I kind of think that's more of a reason to get it the fuck out of the way. Do I want to get it the fuck out of the way now? No, I think I'm going to read this closer to Christmas. Bandit Queens. Bandit Queens is one of those books I'm actually not even that interested in anymore. And that's more of a reason to read it. I'm putting it on the Might Read this video. Ooh, The Rachel Incident and Trespasses. I want to read both of these books. I feel like the vibe of these books kind of go together. Ooh, what else kind of goes with this same vibe? Now I'm rethinking things. Okay, we're keeping these up for possibly this video. We also have Dead 11. I'm going to read Dead 11 on my own time. I don't see a reason to read it in a vlog. A lot of people read it this year. Go watch their videos. Now we have some more fun stuff. Play Another Love Song. I'm going to read on my own time. The Lies I Tell. I'm going to read on my own time. I'm a Fan. Some of these I don't even think I hauled for you guys. I'm a Fan. Gonna read on my own time. Chain Gang All Stars. That is an option for this video, I believe. Okay. We have Zadie Smith NW. I'm definitely gonna read on my own time because I want to annotate and do all of that. The Marriage Portrait, we are going to we're not going to read this video, so I can put it down. Joan Didion, The Year of Magical Thinking, I'm going to read on my own time. On Earth, We Are Briefly Gorgeous, I'm going to read on my own time. Full Disclosure, my own time. Natural Beauty, we might read now. Chlorine, we might read now. And this, I want to read with you guys as well. It came from the closet. Then we have Fat Chance, Charlie Vega. I know I'm not going to read this. I should have read this last month. What happened to me? I'm not going to read this in this video, I know. And so, Fat Chance, Charlie Vega. I know I'm not going to read this. No, I might. Ooh, I might read this video. November, you guys. We are starting our weekly vlog. It is Sunday. I'm actually maybe in an hour about to sit and do my book club for wishful thinking. So I got to get that out of the way. But after I do my book club, I am going to make some banana bread for the week. So that's what you guys are going to be seeing me do next. But we are starting off the weekly vlog with these books. I showed you in the last clip all of the books I'm thinking about reading, all of my new books that I bought and what I got to get to. And I say we just started off with family lore. Unfortunately, I have not heard anyone really excited about this book after they read it. So it's kind of been like, I'm kind of like dragging my feet to read it because I really like Elizabeth Escovedo. The only book by Elizabeth Escovedo that I have not read is Poet X because it's poetry. And believe it or not, I don't like poetry. I really do not. So like, I just know that's not for me. And so anyways, I am going to read family lore, and that's what I'm going to start this vlog with. The cover matches me, I feel like. I don't know, it just seems very fallish. But that is what I am going to do, and then we will get into the next book. So you guys are gonna follow me for this entire week. I'm not doing anything. I have a dentist appointment. That's the most I have to get done outside of like work. That's the only like outside of the house stuff I have to do. But yeah, I'm gonna go make some banana bread, and when I read some pages of family lore, I will come back and we can discuss it. Okay? Peace.
Seem to take a step out, get some in now, let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now, got me bummed out. You baby, baby, baby. I've been on my empty mindset. I should've kept from losing the best of me. I worry that I wasted the best of me. Oh, yeah, baby, you don't care. Sometimes I be a nuisance, it's just urgent. Tryna make some little change, got me a war in my mind. Gotta let go, wait, think he was holding me to the right, but it will pick up in front of me. All the while, I wave my arm, will feel it smile. Still wanna try, still believe in good days are always inside. Good days in my mind, help me on my fears, my limitations. I disappear if you let me. Feeling like Jericho, feeling like Joe when he lost his shit. Gotta hold my own, my cross to bear alone now. Ooh, way to deal, way to kill the food. No, you like that shit, ooh, baby, baby. Heavy on my empty mindset. I can't keep from losing the rest of me. Still worry now, wasted the best of me. Oh, you think you don't care. Sometimes I be a nuisance, it's just urgent. Tryna make some little change, got me a war in my mind. Gotta let go, wait, think he was holding me to the right, but it will pick up in front of me. All the while, I wave my arm and feel it smile. Still wanna try, still believe in good days are sunny inside. Good days in my mind.
Hello, you guys. Good morning. I have my banana bread that I made yesterday. I have me a coffee, and I am here to just give some introduction thoughts on family lore. I am literally only on page 50. I got to page 50 last night, and I am really enjoying this. This is like my type of book. Of course, I'm only on page 50, but like I enjoyed all 50 pages that I read. So far, we are hearing about this family. We have an anthropologist in the family. Her name is Ola or Oni. I forgot what her name is, and she's basically writing down all the information about her family. And basically, we learn about each member of the family, so it seems. And she'll cut in and give us like background information because she's like recalling everything to us as the reader, I believe. This book starts off because the eldest sister, I believe, is going to throw herself, no, she's the second oldest sister. She is going to throw herself awake. She decides that she is going to throw herself a funeral even though she is very much alive, because she has always had this like sixth sense of death. She can always sense when someone is going to die, and she has the sense that she is going to die soon. So she decides to throw herself awake, and that kind of starts our story where we meet all of the people in this family, and that's what's going on so far. I don't know if there's going to be really a plot, or we're just going to go through what this family has gone through, but I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not going to go pretty much into detail because I just don't know. I'm only on page 50, but I am enjoying it. It's my type of book. Think Call Baby, Memphis, and others, and other books like it. This is my type of book. I love intergenerational family stuff where like the whole book is you learning about everything that a family has gone through and what effects that has had on each generation of the family. But I'm not going to keep you guys long because I do have to come and give you more updates on the book. I am going to eat my banana bread. So what I do is every now and then I make banana bread for a week, and that's my breakfast for the entire week. Then I obviously make my coffee. I am going to watch Real Housewives of Potomac, and I'm going to watch Married to Medicine, so I can do a main channel video over on As Told by Kenya for it. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I have some errands to run, but I probably won't take you guys with me. Today is the last day of the Sephora sale, and I want some concealers, so I'm gonna go get that. Then I need to go to Bath and Body Works because I have my seasonal wallflowers in my sockets, but they don't have any air fresheners in them because I don't have any more. So I want to go get maybe some leaves ones just to make it like cinnamony and nice. Maybe there's some Christmas stuff I can get for that. And where else? Oh, I got to go to FedEx to take back some wallpaper, some excess wallpaper that I have. And I think that's it for my errands. I need to call my doctor's office to get a referral so I can go to someone to take a look at my knee. And other than that, yeah, I've already worked out this morning, and now it's time for work. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Hello, you guys. It may seem like no time has passed since the last clip. It probably is a little darker. The sun is about to go down, but it has been a full day. I have sat back on my couch after watching the TV shows I had to watch for the video, filming the video, running a bunch of errands. Then I had to read, and I have come back with like really my first update on Family Lore by Elizabeth Escovedo. As you can see, since the last time I made some progress, I feel like I've made more progress than it looks. Like I feel like I'm running through this book, but in reality, I'm almost at the halfway point. Not really. I got about 50, 60 more pages till I get to the halfway point. So that's what I'll probably try to get to by the end of today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to wrap up the book. But anyway, Family Lore by Elizabeth Escovedo. Let me come to you with what this book is really about. So in this book, we are following this Dominican family who lives in New York City. And basically, the second eldest sister in this family, she has this magical relation to death. She has always been able to sense death. And so she decides that she is going to throw a wake for herself, even though she is not dead. And for all intents and purposes, she is not dying. She wants to throw a wake for herself because she wants people to come and say positive things about her. Now, we are reading this book because the daughter, her name is Ola, She is an anthropologist, and she is writing down the family lore of her family. She's writing down the lore of her family, and that's what this book is. This is her writing down all the stuff about her family. And in this, she is telling us about this wake that her mother is throwing for herself. So all of the aunties are like, okay, we doing this. And so they all come together to do this wake. Now, we in this are following all of the sisters, and we are following Ola, who's writing this, and we're following one of her cousins named Yadi. That's the only people I have heard from so far. And you were just hearing about their story, this family story, how they all have magical abilities. This does have magical realism. And how they're all connected, the secrets, the lies, the desires, the dreams, all of that. I am really enjoying this. Like, I am above enjoying this. Like, I think about reading this all day long. Like, I can't wait to get back into this after I eat and watch a little bit of TV. That's how much I'm enjoying this. I'm so surprised more people didn't like this year, because I'm blown away. I'm simply blown away. Elizabeth Escovedo's writing just works for me. If I give this book 4 to 5 stars, this will be my third 5 stars from Elizabeth Escovedo, which is absolutely insane, but I'm really liking it. You guys know, I love Black people and magical realism. I really, really do. And that is what this is hitting on for me. What else do I love? I just love, intergenerational stories. I love just hearing about a family and everything they have gone through. This is a me book. When I found out Elizabeth Escovedo was writing this, I knew this book was going to be for me, because books like this don't come out and I don't like them. Like this, it's shocking when I don't like a book like this. That's why I was so surprised when I didn't love The Vanishing Half last year, because on paper, it should have been a me book, but it just wasn't. But this is working for me. Everything about it. What I really love is the type of magical realism. These characters do not have, they even just talk about this in the book, their magic is not very defined like you see in other magical realism books, or like you see in a fantasy book. It's very mundane magic. It's very regular magic. You would say more so they have intuitions, or they have little quirks about themselves, than you would say magic. But it all really works. And it also, the magic, a lot of times in magical realism books, the magic is usually seen as a positive thing. It's seen as something that they have and they're proud of. But in this book, they're almost plagued by the magic. They show the good parts of it, the things that the magic has helped them with, but it really shows the issues the magic has had with their family. And what I also really enjoy about this book is the family dynamic. I think this is one of the most realistic families I have seen put to page when it comes to this type of intergenerational story. I come from a family with a bunch of siblings, and this feels the most like what a bunch of siblings are to one another, especially like as me and my siblings get older, like having a certain sibling for this thing, this sibling is like this sibling like that. You know what sibling to follow up. You know what sibling always in some mess. You know what sibling be lying, what sibling be telling the truth. You know all of this stuff, and I really enjoyed that. And then being the niece of a bunch of women. I have a bunch of aunties. I barely have any men in my family. I have a bunch of aunties. And so like the two nieces in there, they're dealing with that too. All they have is a bunch of aunties too. I'm just really, really enjoying this. And yeah, it's really good. So next time we talk about this, I will be done with it and I will give you my final thoughts, because I'm hoping we can get a 5-star in this book. Let me talk about some stuff that I bought. So I did end up going to Sephora. I purchased 5 things, which is bad. I spent $100, which is too much. I purchased some brushes because all of the Sephora stuff is 30% off because of the sale. And so I told myself, if it's 30% off, why not? And so I purchased a concealer brush. Ooh, I should have purchased 2 of these. I like this. Ooh, I might go online and buy another one of these, because I've been looking for an exact brush like this. I don't like using a beauty blender for my concealer. I like using a brush, and that's that on that. Speaking of, I have to wash my makeup brushes tomorrow. Ugh. Then I purchased this brush. I don't even know what the hell this is. Oh, I purchased this because I thought this would also be a really good concealer brush. Like when I'm really getting the blending, I thought this would be good as well. Or even like blush, liquid blush. I thought those would be good for. Those are 2 wins. Oh, I like those. I'm acting like I didn't see it and literally purchased it while it was in front of me. And then the last brush I bought is a brush I already own, but I purchased the second one because I wanted to. And like I said, 30% off. I'm sorry. If something I like is on sale that I would spend full price for, I'm gonna buy it. I don't know why this packaging is pissing me off, but it is. Oh my God. I also went to Walmart because I had to take back a FedEx package, and the FedEx is in Walmart. And I purchased some Grinch stuff, but I'll show you guys that in December. I'm not fooled up with it right now. I purchased this foundation brush. I wanted to purchase the number 60 Sephora brush, but they were out of stock, so I am going to purchase that tonight. And then I think I'm going to purchase another one of these. And then they were also out of the Fenty Hydra Visor sunscreen refill, so I need to buy that. So those are like 3 last minute things before the sale is over that I need to get. And then I purchased 2 concealers. Like I said, I purchased the Makeup by Mario concealer. I decided to go with the shade, what shade? 460. Why I kind of look a little bit, I decided to go with the shade 460. If you know me, you know I love a bright as hell under eye. And I feel like this is exactly what that's going to give me. But it's brighter than what it looked like in the store, child. I might, tonight, buy a different one online and compare. But I think this was like the best option for me. Of the options I saw, this is the best. But then I went darker in the House Labs one. Oh, they're about the same, honestly. So that's what I did for, no, they look good. That's what I did for concealer. I like both of these. Well, we'll see if I actually like them. But that's what I bought. And then I went to Bath & Body Works. And I just got some refills, some wallflower refills. I purchased 2. I purchased the leaves like I said I was going to. And then I purchased a new one that I've never tried, the warm vanilla sugar. I feel like it smelled really good in my house for like the fall, winter. So I purchased 2 of those. I like these shades. For me, I like to do like a neutral under the eye. That's what I'm trying to do. Lean more towards neutral under the eye. I think these will look really good as a bright, like, yeah, that's gonna look good. Anyways, that's what I did. I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning probably when I finish this book. Okay, peace. Hello, you guys. I have just completed Family Lore, like just closed the page on Family Lore. I am going to give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I enjoy this so much. This might be one of my favorite of the intergenerational type stories that I enjoy. This story is so beautiful and so vulnerable and so intentional. There's a part of this book where the 2 nieces, Yadi and Ona, they are talking, or Ona, I forgot what her name was. They were talking about how they learned about sex, and she was discussing how they never learned about sex from their aunts or their mothers. It was TV shows, it was Friends, it was everything else that taught them about their bodies and how mothers shield their daughters from sex even though they know that they're going to have sex. And it's just once you get older, you just know that your daughter's having sex, but there's never this conversation to teach girls about their bodies and how that affects them in the long run. I enjoyed everything about this story. The story about protection, women protecting each other, family protecting each other, all the trauma that gets passed down through family, and how we try to protect people in our family or the people we love and how it goes wrong. I think this book is so much more thoughtful and intentional than what I feel like it's getting credit for. Of course, I could see how people would find this type of story to be boring, but for me, it's right up my alley. You guys know I love just good characters, and when you give me good characters, I can follow them doing anything, and that's what this book gave me. I could have read 100 more pages of this book. I will say, I physically read this book, and I do think if I would have picked up the audiobook, possibly some of the Spanish in this book would have I could have understood some of the Spanish, but I don't know how to speak Spanish, therefore I don't know how to read Spanish either. And so like a lot of the Spanish kind of fell short for me because I just didn't know what they were saying or how to pronounce certain things. And I would be curious as to what type of accent these characters are supposed to have, because it was really hard for me to like picture these people in my head. There wasn't a lot of descriptors about how they looked. I imagine like Afro-Dominican people, but I don't know. I do not know. But overall, 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. My favorite part of this book ended up being Yachty. Yachty and her boyfriend who got out of prison, or her childhood friend that got out of prison, was really good. Everyone just had a really good story. Like, I'm trying to pick a favorite. Matilda's story was really good. Pastero, I think her name is. Pastora, her story was really good. We meet the younger sister who is barely in any of the books. She only gets like one POV chapter. Camilla, her POV chapter was good. We go back to Dominican Republic. We go back to New York. It's all so damn good. I'm sorry. Anyone who disliked this, you're not my people. 5 out of 5 stars. We are moving on to a quicker book, The Secret Lives of Church Ladies, because now that I read Family Law, I'm in the vibes now. I'm in the vibes, and this feels like I pick up on the vibes. It is not going to take me long to read this book. I could probably stretch it out over 2 days if I'm lazy, but I honestly could read it in one. This is the book that we are going to read next. But anyways, it's late. It's after midnight, and I have a dentist appointment in the morning, so I have to get to bed. I will talk to you guys when I sit down to read this, okay? Peace. I am back in this exact same spot, so you know what that means. I'm reading. So if you want me to move to another spot, you're not going to get it. Is that something that you want? You're not going to get it. This is my spot that I read in. I put the TV on low. I get my book and I read. But anyways, I need to give my initial updates on The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. I feel like at the halfway point. I'm on page 94. There is a table of contents. So I can tell you that I have read 5 stories. I read Ula, Not Daniel, Dear Sister, Peach Cobbler, and Snowfall. I will quickly tell you what I rate each story. Ula gets 4.5. Not Daniel gets 4.5. Dear Sister gets 5. Peach Cobbler gets 5. Snowfall gets 4 stars. So we're looking at like almost a 5-star read thus far. But I don't want to go through and tell you what each of them about, because we'll be here all day. But there are 2 stories that if you just want to read something really quick, there are 2 stories in here I want you to read. I want you to read Dear Sister, which is 30 pages long, 20 pages long, sorry. And it is about a bunch of half-sisters. It's about, this sister is writing a sister to a half-sister that she's never met because their dad just died, and the person she's writing the letter to never met their dad. So she's trying to get in contact with this sister she's never met and been like, I know our dad is dead now, but we are the best sisters you can have, and let's have a relationship. It is so damn good. You guys know I said it with family lore. I come from a family full of girls, and this idea of blended sisterhood, and it's this idea of sisterhood regardless of what your relationship is to men. Even though their dad is a deadbeat, many of them don't like their dad. She's never even met their dad. There's a bond between them just because they are Black women in the same situation, and they're going to have each other's back. And any story about Black women having each other's back despite the odds is always going to drive me, because I believe when it comes to community, Black women are the best at building it amongst each other. And so I just love this so much, and the relationship between all of the sisters, because all of the sisters are half sisters except two of them. I just loved it so much. So damn good, 5 stars. But baby, what I believe is going to be the magnum opus of this short story collection, it is Peach Cobbler. Peach Cobbler is a story about a girl and her mother. Her mother is sleeping with the pastor of the church, and this is their story. This is, I think, this was a really long one too. This is about 40 pages. It starts right after it starts right after the sister one. It is about 40 pages long. Yes, it's so good. It is so good. It's this idea about church and family and motherhood and being neglected and poverty and Black respectability. And what all of these stories hit on is this like Black truth. This book does not make any outrageous declarations about church culture, even about Black people. It doesn't do any of that. It just gives you these short vignettes about Black people who grew up religious and what they're going through. And through that, you get something so relatable if you're Black, or you get an understanding about Black culture if you're not Black. And I just think it's so good. And Peach Cobbler does it the best. She talks about how the pastor who her mama is sleeping with, who's married and got a child, she always thought he was God because he was the pastor. He spoke about God, and all she had to put together was this connection that was God. And a lot of people have that exact same relationship with their pastor at church, or children often, when you're constantly told about this omnipresent being that controls everything, you want to attach it to someone. Some people attach it to the parents, the grandparents, the pastor, their teacher. And so this like idea of truth and everything that is going on this book, it had me at the edge of my toes. It was heartbreaking at times. Oh, I fucking loved it. It's one of my favorite things that I've read this year. I would put this short story collection in the same vein as the ones that don't tell you they love you. Want exactly the same. Just like these subtle nuances, these subtle traditions that Black people have, that the author is able to pick up on and tell these stories. And it tells a universal story about Black people. Baby, I loved it. And then we get 2 of these stories have been 2 stories about lesbians. You got Snowfall and Ula are both about lesbian couples. I really like Snowfall and what it has to say about choosing family and choosing a life for yourself. I'm enjoying it. I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm going to finish it, come back. I got a roasted chicken. I'm roasting a chicken today. So I need to get into roasting the chicken. When I come back and I'm done with this, I will do that and show you guys my Book of the Month books, because my birthday came up and I got a free book from Book of the Month. So I will show you guys that. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Maybe I'll be sitting here. Maybe I won't be. Don't shoot me. We will see though. Peace.
On my empty mindset, I try to keep from losing the best of me. I worry that I wasted the best of me. Oh, yeah, baby, you don't care. Sometimes I be a nuisance, it's just urgent. Trying to make some little change, got me a war in my mind. Gotta let go, wait, think he was holding me. Choose the right, but it will pick up and find me. All the while, I wave my arm, will feel it a smile. Still wanna try to believe in good days, always inside. I disappear if you let me. Feeling like Jericho, feeling like Joe. We lost this shit, gotta hold my own, my cross to bear alone now. Ooh, way to dip, way to heal the ooh. No, you.
Hello, you guys. Am I back in the exact same spot? Of course I am, but I am here to give final thoughts on The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. I am giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. When is the last time we did a video and I got 2 5 out of 5 stars back to back? I did. I read the rest of the stories, obviously, and I love them just as much as I love the ones before, maybe even more. Let me see if there's any huge standouts. Instructions for a Married Christian Husband is good. Jail is really good. There's a story, How to Make Love to a Physicist, that is really, really sweet and wholesome. When Eddie Levert Comes is really good. So good. The last half of this is really, really good. Just as good as the first half. So easily 5 out of 5 stars. So we are moving on to Fat Chance Charlie Vega. I've already started reading this. It's so funny. I purchased this book and it was already sun-stained. I don't know what was going on at the bookstore, but I purchased this sun-stained and it was the only copy they had at the store. But I've already made it to page 83 in this book. But this book is a really long exposition. Like, I'm still not sure exactly what this book is like going to be about, what's going to be the driving like plot of this story. But the exposition was like really good. So once I get a little bit further, I'll probably read about 30, 40 more pages. Then I will tell you guys some initial thoughts. But real quick before my camera dies, I have a book of the month box to open with you guys. Like I told you, I do not do book of the month sponsorships. I just choose to purchase the books that I want for book of the month. And I said in the last clip that they gave me a free birthday book. I didn't even know book of the month did free birthday books, but they do, and I indulged. So first things first, you can refer a friend. Bookmarks. I love these bookmarks. These are the bookmarks, look, I use the most is the book of the month bookmarks. These come in handy. So I always keep my book of the month bookmarks. And I purchased 2 books. One of them I know nothing about. And it is Again and Again. I like this cover. I don't know. Do I like this cover? Hit or miss. I like the puzzle pieces. Anyways, Again and Again. This is like my main book of the month pick. I can't tell you anything this book is actually about. But yeah, Again and Again. So if you pick this up, or if you were going to pick this up, tell me about it. Tell me, should I get to it? Or is it just going to be a book that sits on my bookshelf next year until the end of the year? We will see. And then I purchased Bright Young Woman. I see this at the bookstore all the time, and I'm like, I don't really want to get it. Like, I don't want to get it. But it was the book of the month pick. It was a book of the month pick, and I get a free one for my birthday. And I said, this is the perfect thing to get for free. I do love this cover. This is my brand. I do love this cover. So I picked it up. I think this is a thriller mystery. I don't know, but I'm excited. These are the 2 book of the month picks that I got. Anyways, I would love to tell you I'm about to read, but that's actually not my truth. I'm about to do my nails. I do my own nails, derogatory, because I'm bad at it. But you got to be bad at stuff to get good at stuff. And I do my own acrylics. So I'm about to do my own acrylics, watch some Gilmore Girls, and yeah, I got some dishes to do first. My roasted chicken came out really good last night. Really, really good. Enjoyed it. Great. Skin was crispy, seasoned well. Enjoyed it. Yeah, so I got my coffee over there. I set it down, and we're on to Fat Chance Charlie Vega. I will see you guys later. Peace. Hello, you guys. I am kind of in a different spot. Well, I am in a different spot. I'm in a whole other part of my house. I'm in my reading nook. Anyways, I am here to give you guys my initial thoughts on Fat Chance Charlie Vega. I told you guys that I was going to be doing my nails, but like I'm not. Like I had to take a break. It was stressing me the fuck out. So Fat Chance Charlie Vega. The reason why I picked this book up is because I read No Filter and Other Lies few months ago and really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this author. So I was just like, you know what? Let me give another book a chance and see if it hits like No Filters and Other Lies. So I picked this book up. In this book, we are following a character named Charlie Vega. She is Puerto Rican and she lives in in a white town, whatever. That's not actually even her biggest issue. Her issue is that she feels bad about herself because she is fat. She has a best friend, this black girl, who is really popular. Everyone loves her. Everyone wants to date her. And she just wants to be like this best friend. She wants boys to find her attractive. She wants to be asked out on date. So there is this big dance coming up. Everyone in the town knows about this dance. You want to get invited to this dance by the popular boys, the boys on the football team, all of that. So she has a crush on this one football player. And he asks her to the dance and she can't believe it because all she's ever known of this guy is he copies her homework. He's nice to her, but all of his friends call her fat. And so she just assumed he didn't really like her, but he asked her to the dance. Well, things may not be what it seems when she shows up to the dance. And that's what starts our story. I am really enjoying this book. This author, Crystal, does a really good job at writing high schoolers. Just there's something about it that feels really real. But the best part of this book is the relationship that Charlie Vega has to her mother. I think something a lot of people can relate to is having a mother who kind of instills an eating disorder in you. Having a mother who is like the first person to kind of tell you you're not attractive or point out your quote unquote imperfections. That is, I think, something that's really relatable. And this book is doing a really good job at that. I find the mother-daughter dynamic in this book to be so interesting because her mom is this really huge bully and she's really mean, but even she doesn't see why she's being such this bully because she thinks that she's doing what's best. She used to be fat. Charlie Vega's mom used to be fat and she lost a bunch of weight. So she just wants Charlie Vega not to walk through life the way she knew it was to walk through, how it was to walk through life. But what she doesn't realize is she's suffocating her daughter and she's teaching her daughter to have terrible habits and to think poorly of herself. And it's really interesting to hit on such a deep topic like that in a book that is for young adults. I just think that's very important. So I'm really enjoying this. Once again, I love the characters in this book and I'm enjoying myself. I'm deeply enjoying myself. So I'll try to finish that before nighttime. And yeah, what am I about to do? Eat. I'm hungry. I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat again. I will see you guys a little bit later. It's Friday. Therefore, I'm not cooking nothing today. I think I'm gonna go out to eat tonight, but I don't even know where exactly I want to go out to eat to. I don't want to do anything dramatic. Like I don't want to go to a big fancy restaurant. Kind of just like real chill vibes. I wish I lived near a Cheesecake Factory. That's where I would go. I just want real chill vibes. Maybe I'll go to the movies. I don't know. I kind of want Korean barbecue. That would be good, but my Korean barbecue place is so far from my house. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Clearly, as you guys can see, I have laundry that needs to get done. I'll tackle that tomorrow. I have to come and give you guys my final thoughts on Fat Chance Charlie Vega by Crystal Maldonado. We've given 2 5-stars. We gave a 5-star to Family Lore. I was about to say Folklore. Shout out to Taylor Swift. We gave a 5-star to Family Lore. We gave 5 stars to The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. Do I want to give out another 5-star? Yes, I do. I'm giving this book 5 stars. I am giving out another 5-star for this book. This book was just really a good time. You want to know, it's so interesting because I have completely rejected the idea of the cozy novel. I don't search for anything cozy. But this book is my type of cozy. And I don't know why I consider this type of book cozy and not what everyone else thinks cozy. I consider cozy low stakes, everything will be fine in the end type of book. But there's a plot, there's good characters, there's character development, things happen, there's themes, there's all types of stuff, And that's cozy to me. But the cozy people be recommending, don't shit be happening. The characters are dull, and I'm just supposed to be here for the goddamn vibes, and I can't do vibes. Like, I'm gonna need stuff to happen. So this was my type of cozy. This was 2 days well spent to me. Like, I had a good time with this book. This book had some twists and turns in it. It had interesting dynamics between characters. There were fallouts, there were breakups, there was mother-daughter relationships. I like this book a lot. 5 stars. I don't know what because if I gave it 4, I would have to come on here and like be like, so this is what I didn't like about the book. There was no point in this book where I was hoping this book would end. I think it ended when it needed to. It didn't overstay its welcome. It didn't try to introduce storylines that had nothing to do with the main storyline. I enjoyed this book. You are just following this fat Puerto Rican girl as she deals with society telling her basically that she's worthless, that she's an outsider, that she isn't deserving of love, affection, attention, and how she tries to overcome that. And I think that's going to be relatable to a lot of people. And then I'm not a fat person, but there are things about me that make me marginalized, and being able to see a story about someone dealing with that, because that is hard to deal with growing up. And so it hit on everything. Some parts made me emotional. 5 out of 5 stars. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk we would get 3 5 stars in one book? Is November my best reading month maybe ever? I don't know, because there's some books that I read on my own time that I also gave some good ratings to. Anyways, I enjoyed that. So like this, when you want to recommend Kenya a book that's just like Kenya, nothing that serious, but something you can have fun with, this is the type of book that I like. Or No Filters and Other Lies by the same author. I like books like that are just like, low stakes, but thoughtful. I think that's the better word. I like books that are more thoughtful, that I think cozy can give me. Cozy, we just there for vibes, and the girls who like cozy gonna drag me for fucking filth for saying that. But I'm sorry, them like Legends and Lattes, these cozy mysteries, like I'm just not, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. It just be vibes. It just be vibes. I need a little bit more than vibes. I got good vibes in my life. Maybe that's what it is. The vibes in my own life are good. I don't need books to give me vibes. I need good fun. Leave the world behind. I've heard that this book kind of is just vibes. I've heard that this book don't got shit going on in it. And then it ends. So I think either I am going to give this book 5 stars or 2 stars. There will be no in between. There will be no in between. But I am hoping that it is 5. You see, I bought it discount. The only reason why I purchased this book is that the movie is coming out. And Julia Roberts, mother to me. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. But if I see the movie of something, I never read the book. I never read the book, because who the fuck wants to do that? And so I'm going to get the book out of the way, and then I will watch the movie, because once I see the movie, that means I'll never read this book. I'll never read this book. It's the thing that's stopping me from reading Bones and All. I've already seen the Bones and All movie. So I'm like, why the fuck should I read the book? But I got the book, so I'm going to read it. I'm going to read this. And it's really short. I'm going to read it tomorrow while I'm watching some football. So anyways, that's that on that. I have some chicken that has been delivered to my home. I have a pimple as well. I'm just going to let it. I had a chin hair, and I was driving. I just plucked it out, and then it gave me a pimple. So that's nice. That's nice. I'm going to talk to you guys later tomorrow. And yeah, it'll be our last book, and we'll end the vlog, okay? Peace. Hello, you guys. Let me finish this vlog where I have been the entire vlog sitting on this couch. It is the end of the day. It's actually nighttime. I have some food about to be delivered to my house. I should turn down my TV, watching some football. I'm not really watching it. I've been reading, actually, and I have made it to page 100 and leave the world behind. I would tell you what's going on in this book, but then I would have to know what's going on in this book. I would just tell you there is a family of 4 They are going on vacation to like this remote location, and everything's going good, everything's going fine, but then they get a knock on the door by these two older Black people, and basically they say they own the house. They're the one who rented the house for them, to them, for their vacation, and they need someplace to stay because there has been a huge power outage, huge issue, and they can't go home, so they want to see if they can spend the night there. And that begins where I am in the story. Am I enjoying this book? Sure. Like, it's an easy read for me. I got to pay it. Well, it's not an easy read for me, but like, I'm reading it and I want to know what's happening. But this book is told in a very specific way. It is third person omniscient, and it also jumps between characters and being in the conscious of characters, like, on the same page. So you can be in three characters' heads at the exact same time. So like, it's third person, so it's it's not in first person, it's told in third person, it's third person omniscient, and you are getting the consciousness of each character in the book at any given time. Like, all of a sudden you could just jump into the head of one of the Black people, jump into the head of the couple, jump into the head of the kids. There's really no rhyme or no reason. Now, I am physically reading this book, so I am curious, my audio girls, if you have read this on audio, I am curious how that works in the audio book. Are they jumping between voices? I do not know. Y'all have to tell me. And I'm curious if it's not doing that, if it just is one narrator through, does that affect people's enjoyment of the book? Because I know this book does have a low rating with people. And is it because people are reading the audiobook and that's weird, and maybe physically reading it like I am, you get used to it? Because I will say, at first, it was really, really hard for me to read a page of this book. I was like, what's going on? Whose head are we in? It's third person. Who's talking? But after a while, you kind of go with the flow. Like anything, you get used to it and you're able to go with the flow. And that's where I am with it now. Anything else I want to say? Oh, this book does have a lot of metaphors and similes, and you also get used to that as well. At first, it was draining. Like, everything was being compared to something else, and like, I was just like, we get it. I get it. Like, you don't gotta be, I get it. But after a while, I actually came to appreciate it. My favorite part of this book is the dynamic between the husband and wife. Y'all know I love husband and wife dynamics. Anything else? The Black couple who came to say it's their house, they're sketchy as shit. And that's the thing. As you're reading this book, you don't know who's telling the truth. You don't know if you're supposed to take everything everyone is saying at face value, or the things that people are claiming to see, did they actually see? And I usually don't like books like that, but I feel like somewhere in this book, maybe because the metaphors and the similes, something about this book is a little bit more grounded than the usual stream of consciousness, shared consciousness, jumping from character to character. I usually do not like. Yes, I'm thinking about Bunny. Yes, I am thinking about Bunny. But usually I don't like books like that. But this is working for me. This is working for me in a way that the things we do to our friends was working for me, where you're not really sure who's telling the truth. You're not really sure people are seeing what they're seeing. People are saying what they're saying. What they're saying, are they meaning it? Are they lying to themselves and to you as the reader? You do not know, but I'm enjoying it. I am not enjoying this book, believe it or not. I 100%, will I finish it tonight? I'm kind of tired. So I don't know if I can finish it tonight, but I'm going to try. I got 100 and something pages left, so I might as well try. But yeah, that is that on that. So I am going to finish it, and I'll probably be back in my office to wrap this video up when I do finish it, just giving my final thoughts on all 4 books that we've read. But would I say, since I've given every book in this video so far a 5-star, is this book about to get a 5-star? I don't think so. It would have to really knock me over, I think, to get a 5-star. This book could get as high as a 4.5, I think, as low as a 2. I'm really curious to see how the latter half of this book is gonna pan out. But it could get a 5. It could. It would be surprising, but it could blow me away. But we will see, because there's moments in this book that I'm really, really in it. I'm really, really in it. Then there's other moments in this book where I'm just like, this can kind of end. Like, I kind of don't want to be reading this anymore. It goes back and forth, page to page. It goes back and forth. I usually say, don't want to see the movie after I read the book. Don't want to read the book after I see the movie. This is one of the few times I actually want to see the movie more now that I'm reading the book. Like, I want to see this in a visual form. Interesting. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Friends, I have finished Leave the World Behind. I am not going to rate this book until I do some more reading on what this book means to other people. But I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed this book. I had a really good reading experience with this book. I think the narrator in this book is told in third person omniscient, is so brilliant. The best way I can describe this narration, it is almost as if you are watching like Big Brother, or you're watching a reality show where you're just dropping in on what everyone is doing and you're aware of what's going on in the outside world, but the people inside do not. It's like you're watching someone inside of a shoebox, like you're opening up a shoebox and looking down, and to them, everything is the shoebox. All they know is the shoebox, but you see everything around it and you're just following all of them in different moments. And I think it's so good when the narrator in this book drops in and tells us information about what's going on outside of these people. It is so good. Another thing I really enjoyed about this book is the characters. All of the characters have their own pros and cons as far as their personalities, and they have fatal flaws, and they have things that make them like good people. And a lot of times that leads to why they all can come together and survive what is going on, but it also plays into their downfall as well. So let's take the husband Clay. The husband Clay is really, really inviting, and he's really, really open. He's very, very liberal. And so he's accepting of these Black people who come and be like, hey, we need to hang out with you guys because the world is ending. But his issue is that he has too much pride and he cares too much how other people see him. So he constantly doesn't give people information that they need. The thing about the wife is really protective, and she's really, really headstrong. And that's what they need in order to have someone who can like be a leader and help them get through this. But she's really, really judgy. She's really, really judgy, and she like has a very high esteem about herself, and it makes her kind of like hard to deal with. She doesn't listen to other people's point of view. Then you have Ruth. Ruth is the Black lady. Ruth is very, very like loving. She's very, very loving. She's very, very nurturing and motherly. But the problem with that is she often feels like she's playing second fiddle. And because she feels like she's playing second fiddle, it feels like she needs to prove herself, but also she feels like she's not enough. And therefore, when it's time for her, you see her shortcomings. She doesn't feel like she can survive without her husband, but she also wants to prove that she can. And it's this constant back and forth. And then you have the guy, George, the husband. He can be very, very analytical, and that's what they need. He can come up with a plan. This is what we need to do. But he often gets too wrapped up into that. He gets too wrapped up in success and things panning out correctly. So he can oftentimes put kind of a like speed bump in their plans because he's always thinking things out too rationally. I just thought what this book was trying to do there is so good. I genuinely cannot wait for the movie. You know what? I said I wasn't going to rate this book. I think I'm going to give this book 4.5 stars. I really, really am. 5 stars. I'm giving it 5 stars. This is called the video where every book gets 5 stars. I am giving this book 5 stars. There's a last passage, how the book ends, about the daughter and how she like wants to overcome everything. And it is so good. The last sentence of this is so good. 5 stars. Sorry. I'm getting 5 stars. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I'm going to close it out back in my room. But yeah, we gave every single book 5 stars. Look at me. I'm turning over a new leaf. Okay, you guys, it is time for so long. We read 4 books in this video, and all of them were winners. My favorite book that we read in this entire video was Family Lore by Elizabeth Escovedo. I think this book is so thoughtful and so brilliant. I feel like it's getting kind of a bad rep. A lot of people are lackluster on this book, but I enjoyed it. It might be one of my favorite from Elizabeth Escovedo. I enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. We also have The Secret Lives of Church Ladies, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I think this is the perfect book to just read before bed every night, maybe one story before bed. I think everyone should get their hands on this. The story Peach Cobbler is so good. Also, How to Make Love to a Physicist is real good. Dear Sister, so many of them are so good. I really enjoyed this short story collection. And then we have Fat Chance Charlie Vega. This book was so warm and it made my heart melt, but it was also really, really well intentioned. It was intentional about the story it wanted to tell, and it wanted to tell a story about a fat brown girl trying to find her way and trying to find self-love, but it was able to do that in a way I felt was more nuanced. It talked about the relationship mom and daughters have with one another. Another 5 out of 5 stars. And last but not least, we have Leave the World Behind. This book was really, really weird. I wasn't on board at first, but the more that I read it, the more I really, really understood what this book was trying to do. And so I enjoyed this book. So those are the 4 books that we read. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next week's vlog. Tomorrow is Monday, so I will start another vlog Monday and we will read 4 more books. I love you guys and peace. Thanks for joining me.